Sunday night, 63-year-old Lyft driver Richmond Frost says he was picking up a rider like any other day, completely unaware he was on his way to pick up Portland City Councilwoman Joanne Hardesty. But when Frost got to A-Lane is when the confusion began.
It gave me a location that was literally the front door. He was in a different location, kind of around the side of the building in a back area that I was not familiar with.
He says as a Lyft driver, he has to wait at the pickup spot for 5 minutes before calling the rider, in this case Hardesty, to give them one last chance to hitch a ride. After he explained the miscommunication to Hardesty, Frost says they took off. But a few minutes into their ride, and another hiccup.
Got my windows cracked. That's something that drivers are doing now because of the COVID.
But he says she was too cold.
She goes, "No, you're gonna put that window up." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll crack it down to about a pencil size," and that's literally what I did.
With tensions rising over the cracked windows and more than 30 minutes left in the ride, Frost decided to end it there so she could get another lift.
I saw the big old Chevron station coming up at the next exit. It was lit up, very brightly like a football field, the way I describe it. I thought, there's a spot. I can drop her there. It's well lit. She's saying, well, no, you're not going to take me there. You're going to either take me back to the casino or you're going to take me to my destination.
Frost says because she wouldn't get out of the car, he called 911.
I canceled the ride so she's no longer, involved or engaged with me. She's refusing to get out of my car.
And in return, she also called 911.
I'm not going to allow him to leave me on the side of the road. I paid for a ride, and he canceled it. He says he canceled it. So I'm just going to sit here until he sends me another ride.
Frost says that must be done by the rider. After several minutes on the call with dispatchers, the situation comes to an end.
Another Lyft car pulls up, literally almost correspondingly to the cops. We're going to remove her from my vehicle, or at least ask her to get out of my vehicle.
Sound like she wasn't trying to hear that. But anyway, if you haven't, go below the screen, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit this notification bell. And I am Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Let's talk about this incident for a second. There's a few things to unpack here, and it won't take very long. First of all, if you are a public figure and knowing everything that's going on with the pandemic, you might want to do everything you can to at least look like you care and look like you want to follow the guidelines that were put out there by the CDC to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Now, for Miss Hardesty, she didn't know the driver. The driver could be a carrier. You know what I'm saying? She could have, had a mask on, which, if you do Google pictures of her, she does have pictures with her having a mask on. But she's still less than, in a vehicle less than 6 feet away from a confirmed 63-year-old man. There's no social distancing there. So the crack in the window thing sounds reasonable because you don't want a containment of germs. And on top of not being able to social distance. Now, the way she acted might have been a bit, like I said, a bit off because, yes, you are a public figure and you ended up on the news. And the reason why she ended up on the news is because she protested police. She made call to defund the police. And she called the police. And he called the police also. So it could have been a tit for tat thing. Or, like I said, the logic that was quickly pointed out by a media that is pushed and controlled by WS. So that does make her look kind of stupid, contradictory. But, honestly, in the middle of a night where she is protesting the police, he said he stopped at a well-lit gas station, but for a public figure protesting the police, it might have been a little dicey for her, so she might have had a point. So here's a recording of the 911 call from her side, and you be the judge.
40 November 1, 2020, 21, 48, 32.
911, what's your emergency?
Well, I got a Lyft driver that decided he would just drop me off at a filling station and he wants me to get out, and I'm not getting out of the car in the dark at a filling station. Not happening. All because I asked him to put the window up, but I'm not leaving. He says I have to get out of his car, or he's calling the police, so I decided to call for him.
Okay. I mean, technically it's his property and you have a civil agreement. There's no crimes involved.
Well, he said he was calling the cops. I told him he's not going to leave me on
It's not a crime to call the cops.
Well,
I mean, I could have the officer. What was that?
I said, I am not going to allow him to leave me on the side of the road. I paid for a ride, and he canceled it. He says he canceled it. Yep. So I'm just going to sit here until he sends me another ride. I can't send you a ride.
Only you can order another ride.
This is not a police issue, and I will hang up, but I'm not getting out of this car in the dark.
Do you understand that only you can order another ride?
Well, I didn't cancel the ride. He canceled the ride.
Right. Which is his obligation as a human being on the face of the earth to cancel a contract like that. It's not a crime. That's part of your user license agreement when you accept taking rides with strangers. So I can have an officer come out, but they're not going to be able to make him stay there.
Well, I mean, he can't go anywhere because I'm not moving until another car comes. So, all right.
Okay. So I can have officers come out. Where are you?
I don't know where I am. I'm at you're at the Chevron on I don't even know where he is. The Chevron. Apparently, I'm at the Chevron.
In what city?
In Richfield.
What's your name?
My name is Joanne Hardesty.
All right, we'll have officers come out.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, I'm just trying to be as fair as possible. Now, here's her later explaining why she did what she did.
Didn't expect the Lyft driver to do it. Certainly didn't expect the police to do it. It was my responsibility to make sure I got home safe, and I did everything I could to get home safe. Where you're living in a city where white supremacists are proudly riding around in their big trucks with their flags, and you're a black person and somebody wants to put on the side of the road at night, not going to happen.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be to the point, real quick here, but just to try to get an idea of the racism of the state of Oregon and even the city of Portland, where she is a city commissioner, where she had to get voted in to do that. If racism in America was a reflection of how they voted in the presidential election, especially with this past presidential election with Senator Joe Biden going against President Trump, I just want you to listen to a little sound bit real quick, and you be the judge.
2020 U.S. presidential election results for Oregon. According to the Associated Press, Joe Biden won with 7 electoral votes and 56.9% of the vote.
Now, I know what some of you thinking. Oh, man, that's the state of Oregon. How did the city that she from voted? Portland, Oregon, I will say in a couple words, they voted blue as fuck. So my conclusion to that is, I guess the state of Oregon is racist. I mean, they voted for Joe Biden. But, you can have your opinion about that one right there. But anyway, this whole thing where, first of all, for Ms. Hardesty, if she really cared about her safety and not making it look like she was just trying to tell somebody like it is and tell them what to do, I mean, you're in the car with a complete stranger. He's 63 years old, but don't judge anybody by age. I mean, he could have some wild stuff waiting on you, while you acting unruly, if you really cared about your safety. And then, but for the for the audience, what do y'all think? You know, she is a city commissioner. She made calls to defund the police. She protested the police. What do you think? I mean, could her safety be compromised if she was left out there by herself? Also, a thing to consider is, you know, with her being a woman by herself, you don't want her to get kidnapped and taken advantage of. So, like I said, there's many things to consider here in this situation, but I will say this whole angry BW trope, this do as I say, you know, authoritarian BS, is not going to work with everybody. And, you know, all she had to do was go with the guidelines, because at the end of the day, with her acting like that, I guess she didn't really care about her safety at all. I mean, you know, if safety was her top priority. So I would pretty much say that maybe that she was going through something else. She might have lost some money at the casino. I mean, but, you know, people like this, since they're in positions, they feel like they can try to throw their weight around. And, you know, as, you know, speaking for regular people such as myself, we don't play that shit for real. So, anyway, what do you think of Miss Hardesty's actions? Do you think that the driver was right to eject her from the vehicle, which he had every right to? Do you think that she was in the right to stage a sit-in inside of a Lyft ride? Also, do you think that the 911 operator was pretty funny? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and Kev, we trust. Goodbye.